Hi everybody, I'm Captain Floofers and welcome to a special drunk birthday thing, because I oftentimes like to get drunk on special occasions like this. Today we're going to be playing a game that may be familiar to some who have seen this channel, but I mean, I haven't played the game itself on the channel. I've played another game in this. Anyway, Goemon's Great Adventure for the N64 is the game we're going to be playing this evening. Like I said, those of you who may be veterans to the channel may be familiar with Goemon. Goemon is a long-running Japanese series of games that only, to date, 5 games have been released worldwide. But we have played Mystical Ninja starring Goemon for the N64 a couple of times on this channel. I played it years and years ago via emulation, and it sucked. And then, like a couple of years ago, I actually played it on actual hardware, which like we're going to be doing with this. And, played that drunk, had a grand old time with that. But we're going to be playing, I guess you could call it the sequel this evening. And it is quite a bit harder for reasons I'll probably regale you with later. So I actually have a bit of a drinking game to go along with this. And before I go too much into the rules there, I am going to be showing off what's on tap. As always, we got our Jim Beam Kentucky Fire, cinnamon bourbon. That's going to be our shot liquor. And then, of course, the other staple of these things is the Kraken spiced rum with some Pepsi mixed in. Now, the way this is going to work out is that for every time I lose a life, I will take a drink of rum and Pepsi from this magnificent slime mug, stein, thing, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it one of my top 10 birthday Christmas presents ever. So every time I die, I'll take a drink from that. And every time I get a game over, which will probably happen often, I will take a shot of the bourbon. So that would be fun. I also have water here so I don't die, and all that good stuff. So one moment, I'm going to jump cut, and we will be in the game. So one moment, please. Okay, so here's the title screen of the game. Actually, before, let's show off a little bit of a track mode here. Something I forgot to do before I changed cuts over was I'm going to actually start off by pre-gaming a shot of bourbon before we begin, just to kind of get the ball rolling here. But I won't take another shot until I have a game over, which I like. It's pretty much inevitable. I'm gonna actually hit start here. I'm gonna listen to the music. I already have a file open on this. I'm going to start from the beginning. You can actually swap between the memory card and the rumble pack. I don't have any working rumble packs. I'm just going to stick with the memory card here. And I'm going to choose Goemon. You can also choose to play as Ebisumaru, and Sasuke and Yae will be unlockable later. I'm going to just kind of skip to the story because it's not super important. I'm not looking to finish the game tonight or anything like that. But I may eventually, one of the plans is to eventually do like a proper playthrough with this with Greg, because there is 2-player co-op with this. Now, the story that is there, I guess, if that might be important, is that Bismaru, who is a villain from a previous Goemon game, I'm fairly sure a game that only released in Japan, like most of them do, stole a ghost summoning machine from the Wise Man and is using it to summon forth a demon who she plans to marry or something. And obviously it's up to our heroes to stop her. Also, sorry for the game kind of looking like crap, because the only way that I could really get this to work, or the best way that I have available to me, is just straight up converting composite to HDMI and going into the capture box. But we've played games like this before, so it's okay. There's a little bit of a map screen there. Rough, great start. So, It's, as you can see, rather than being the 3D action-adventure game like the previous game was, it's actually a 2.5D side-scroller. And as such, if you don't like using the control stick on an N64 controller, this is one of the few games where you can actually opt to use the D-pad instead. A jumps, B attacks, L shoots out projectiles that cost money. Z will do the same thing if you're using the control stick. The C buttons don't seem to do anything yet. I know the R button does special abilities or whatever, based on what character you are and if you've unlocked the ability or not. We only have 3 hits before we die. This is actually more along the lines of like the older games in the series, which were like 2D action platforms like this. But we only have 3 hits before we die. Find armor that'll boost up to another 3 hits, and you can also find weapon upgrades throughout the levels. That's what the cats are this time around, are weapon power-ups. But if you get hit, you lose the power-ups, so that kind of sucks. In general, if you can get like power-ups and hold on to them, and they're all, I've generally found that getting a level 3 power-up is usually easier to. It's usually easier to hold on to like the max power-up than it is to actually build it up to that. But it's mostly because as they power up, they also grow in range. And the soundtrack in this game, much like most Konami games at the time, has an incredible soundtrack. One of my favorite soundtracks in video game history. We'll get to when we get to Frog Mountain later. I at least expect to get to Frog Mountain. Frog Mountain has one of my favorite video game tracks, like ever conceived, pretty much. The elephant that we got in the last game was like a map pickup for what do you call it, for dungeons, and this is a checkpoint. And we also have a day and night system. It's actually you can tell the music is changing a bit and slowing down. It means it's going to turn to night. At night, I believe enemies are a bit stronger, and there are also ghost enemies that'll show up that are harder to kill. And it basically just plays a nighttime song, it's like a generic. I wouldn't say generic, but the nighttime songs are usually shared among levels within a world at the very least. And it's not as good as like the standard track for the stage, and also nighttime carries over to the if you lose a life like I did there. Such a tragedy. This is just the beginning. This game can be very, very hard. I am not claiming to be an expert at it, nor am I claiming to be good at it. I beat this game one time in my youth. I would say it has to be at least 15 years ago. I technically beat the game, got an ending, even got all of the collectible MacGuffins, which I'll get to later. But I was using a Game Shark, so that doesn't count. There's the ghost enemies I was talking about. And the lantern guys also show up. That's another change. I also prefer to use the D-pad in this game. I usually prefer to use the D-pad in most side-scrollers like this, so. But yeah, I don't really count that as a win. I don't count it as a legitimate clear. I actually have this on my backlog. And this is one of the games I know I mentioned it earlier. I do want to legitimately play on the channel as an actual Let's Play. And I may get a chance to sooner rather than later. I don't know what we're going to be Let's Playing next, but streams are. I'll get to the streams later. But yeah, when I do get around to playing this on the channel, it will be with Greg as player 2. Just all depends on what we want to do with the next game I want to play, because I have a couple of ideas. And what we just picked up there is an entry pass, not unlike the the super pass that we got in the very first, I said the very first game, in Mystical Ninja. Basically, in order to get up to the final dungeon of each world, which is the Edo Castle right there, you have to have a certain number of entry passes to get in. And entry passes can be obtained by just clearing stages, but they can also be obtained by doing things for people in town. Like we're going to be in town here, and these tasks can... There are a variety of things. They can range from giving a certain citizen enough money to buy it from them, or traveling to a different version of a stage that you just visited, with different circumstances surrounding it, like trying to reach your goal in order to get the entry pass. There's at least 3 or 4 that I can think of that are in this town, but we won't be doing all of them. I don't think even in the... this is an end. We can save the game here. So let's just do that. I already have the controller pack. We can switch to the the Rumble pack. We have one now. I'm not really going to do too much here right now. And then I'm going to go to the tea house, though, because I believe... Yep. I'm just going to skip this. But we unlock Sasuke. I'm not going to play as Sasuke yet. Sasuke is going to be more useful when we get to the point where we need to start swimming, because only Sasuke and Yae can actually swim underwater once they get the abilities to do so. He basically Sasuke gets like a little motor that's attached to him, and Yae retains her mermaid powers from the previous game. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stock up on some health and some armor and such, and I'm going to focus on just clearing stages for right now. And then once we clear stages, we can come back to town and get more entry passes, because if I remember correctly, the number of entry passes that you actually need to get to the basically enter the last, or the dungeon for the world is more than you get from just collecting the... That's what I need. And you're going to see me eating at restaurants and whatnot a lot more often than I did in the last game, because the last game is so much different. They didn't even need a life system. I had never seen the game over screen in Mystical Ninja, but I have seen it several times in Goemon's Great Adventure. Where's the shop that sells... Is this it? Do you sell armor? I would like armor, please. No, you're just somebody's house. So I guess I may as well talk about some of the stuff that's been going on, because as you can see, I haven't uploaded much since I got my Lego Dimensions videos up, and we also put up the VOD for that stream that we did. And just like in the meantime, not a lot's happened, but there is a reason that we didn't stream the following Thursday, and that reason is streaming on the PS4 when we did the Death Stranding was... I mean, it was fine when we were doing it. But then I found out when I went to download the VOD and put it up on YouTube that there was like some weird audio desync that happened at some point, and there was like a 1 to 2 second desync. Are you the shop that I want? No, you're the expensive restaurant. And that that desync was like no bueno. I mean, I went and there wasn't really much of a way that I knew how to fix it. Actually, here's the shop. I'm such an idiot. There wasn't a way that I knew how to fix it, and I'm like, just go ahead and put it up. So that's what I did. I just put it up. And I was talking with Greg, and I'm like, you know, yeah, I want that. And I'm like, you know, I think we should wait until we get like an actual stream box or something before we start streaming again. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. That makes sense, because, you know, we want to... I wanted to go through, you know, OBS and like have, you know, the chat and everything up on, you know, working and everything. So I went and got a stream box. I got an AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 Plus, I think was the whole name for that. And because the capture box that I use is also an Avermedia product, and it has served me well for the past few years, and I'm like, well, I trust this company enough for... I'm actually going to go ahead and... I want it to be daytime. That took so long shopping and stuff, it's turning to nighttime. Give me a room. You can stay for free. It'll just be... I'll go ahead and say for free. We don't need strength to be restored. I probably should have just stayed here instead of getting food, but this is what the third-rate room looks like. And the thing is, like, Goemon actually lives in this town. You can go to his house, but you can't stay there. But at least you can stay here for free if you don't mind the strength, just if you want to change it to daytime like I did there. So, let's move on. You can just exit the town this way as well. And we have 2 stages open up to us now. We've got Ring Bell Pass and Dig-a-Dig Gold Mine, I believe, is the other one. Indeed. I'm going to do Ring Bell Pass first. And these are like the last 2 stages, like actual stages in the game. Or not the game, in the world. The first world. The last stage, I guess you could say before, this is a platform that takes you to the interdimensional tea house where you can change characters if you want. Oh, I can't go this way because I need the chain pipe. I get that in town, by the by. I wasted my armor by not looking at the screen. Well. Let's see if we can at least do Dig-a-Dig Gold Mine while we're out here. I want this excursion to go to total waste. This song is awesome too. Oh, got the level 3. Level 3 is the highest upgrade you can get. I could probably also use projectiles a lot more than I am. Also, Goemon can double jump. So that's nice. I think in lieu of a double jump, maybe Sumaru has like a butt bounce or something. I don't know what Sasuke has. I got hit by a bazooka. So I lost my level 3 upgrade. That's great. Anyway, I got that the capture box, the Avermedia capture box, and I actually yesterday hooked everything up. We got the new setup going because even if I use the capture box, I could also use the capture box for filming YouTube things because it just all goes through OBS, and it would be so awesome to not just not have to edit things. And just like, you know, have the this looks like the skeleton from Castlevania 64. That's probably intentional. This is fire attack. If you stay at the very left edge of the screen, you won't get hit by it. Just hit him in the head until he's dead. Oh, I also got another weapon upgrade at some point. That's good. Anyway, I figured, oh, it's gonna be nice to you know, just minimal editing, because that's the entire reason I wanted to start streaming, was because that'd be less editing that I would have to do. I could focus more on playing the games, and then, you know, like, the editing would all be done by the internet, basically, through Twitch. With the exception of, like, the rare YouTube video that I would be doing in the meantime. And, you know, I could focus on the fun part and not have to worry much about the other part. And I actually set everything up yesterday, and I was going to do a nice big chunk of LEGO Dimensions for you guys. And as it turns out, it basically all kind of fell apart from there. Now, to Avermedia's credit, it was not the capture box. The capture box worked fine. It worked like it was supposed to. That was fine. I died. Oh, no, I had the rice ball. I had the onigiri. I'm good. Why are these faces? Well. Grab some help, please. Anyway. So yeah, the capture card works fine. you know, I had the setup kind of in a way. I mean, okay, now I died. I don't even remember where the checkpoint was, like right before the skeleton boss. I don't have to fight the skeleton boss again. So that's fine. But if I die here, then I get a game over and I have to take a shot. Oh, you can also crawl if you want to. We don't have to fight the skeleton again. At least on this playthrough of the So anyway, the fault wasn't with Avermedia there. Like I said, while there was some kind of wonkiness with how everything was set up, like just kind of, I don't know, what's the word I'm thinking? Like geographically is the only word that comes to mind. Just like how the setup was on the little table there with the TV. Physically, that's the word. That's the exact word, is physically. It still worked, and I was still able to. Okay, so I probably should clarify how this is going to work here. You get to watch the dancing devil here. If I die and get a game over, I'm only taking the shot. I'm not taking a drink and a shot. I told you game overs were going to be inevitable. Fun fact, once I take the shot here, so salute. And you just tapped it. Get out. Goemon, please. Okay, it just puts me back out to the world map. That's fine. Alright, I won't be going back there for a bit. I probably could have cleared it, but it was not to be at the moment, for the moment. Alright, I'm gonna stay at the inn just to bring it back to... No, actually, I want to keep it at night. Okay, so for the time being, let's go... Where's Goemon's house located? There's like some back alleys and stuff that you can go to as well. It's a lot more... It's like back here. Yeah, it's a lot more, you know, fleshed out. No, this isn't even... Oh, this is actually one of them. I'll come back to you. He actually has an entry pass mission for us. But there's like, near Goemon's house, there's a well that we want to jump into. That has a lizard guy in it. And the lizard guy only shows up at night. Actually this way. Yeah, here we are. So as long as it's night when we jump in here. There he is. Don't be mean to me. I'll give you this if you go away. He just gives us an entry pass. And they are like the main collectibles in the game. If you collect them all, you get special stuff like a 4-player mode, and like a whole extra area that you can visit. Like I said, I have gotten. Is actually here's Goemon's house right here. Goetanic, apparently. Oh, it's Mr. Goemon. I have a favor to ask of you. Okay. Yes, I always know what kind of you, Goemon. You say, I desperately need a little money, but I don't have any at all. Won't you lend me 100 coins? We have 100. Why not? Remaining debt. I'm so very grateful. Now I can go out to a beauty salon. And it's actually a guy. That's the joke. Is that you, Kensuke? No, it's not. I'm Kensuke's younger brother, Kenzo. At any rate, I'm taking this with me. Or, I mean, you're giving it to me? This is why I admire you so much. Poof. Okay. So we got the chain pipe, which we can use with the R button, and that will get rid of those star blocks that were at not Loston Road, Rimble Pass. Well, while we're here, let's go ahead and go for that other that that dancing dude we saw earlier. Now that it's turning daytime, I really didn't want to do it at night because you know, the ghost stuff still comes out during the missions. So yeah, where was I? I had a couple of tangents I was on here. Okay, so I think the most recent tangent, once we talk to this guy, his name is Mania. I'm a traveling DJ. Beat Mania is the name. You know, like the game, the rhythm game that Beat Mania. Spare me a minute and hear what I have to say, yeah? What? See, I lost the 3 sacred treasures of the DJ somewhere. I'm talking about the LP, headphones, and mic, baby. Without those, I can't do my job, oh no. Can't you help me out? I'm begging you. Yeah, what the heck? Oh yeah, you're the best. The place to look is on Lost Road, friend. I have to work tonight, so try to make it back before nightfall. So we're basically given a time limit. We have to find all 3 of those items. And it's really not all that tough. We get the funky rhythm. 12 minutes. It's like Hippity Hop from Shenmue. I know one of the things is up this away. I also remember this being challenging to an extent. I mean, like, not super impossible or anything, but... There's the headphones. And, that's why a lot of these, like, paths are there. So we can get the upgrade. And the health. So we just need the LP and the mic. I know the LP is on top of an enemy or something. I don't think we really have to go out of our way for the mic. Alright, so the most recent tangent was about the... Oh yeah, fun fact, about the game over music. When I was looking through the sound test one, like when I was much younger on Mystical Ninja Star and Goemon, there was always one track that I could never figure out what it was. And after I played Goemon's Great Adventure, and had heard the game over music so much, I realized, because it has the same melody, but it sounds different, basically. And I realized that it was the game over music, and that's why I had never heard it. Because I'm a pro at Mystical Ninja. I'm nearing the end of the stage. I think that other pathway leads to the mic. Because I know for a fact that the LP is on top of like a giant, one of those giant clay, one of those clay doll enemies, but larger. Yeah, there's the mic right there. So I have like, that's not even minutes. It is like 3 seconds to every second. That's just how the time passes in game time. I hope I don't die here. I don't think I'd lose a life for dying to this. I will say though, if I fail a mission like this, if I die on a mission, I'll still count that as taking a drink, just to be fair. Because it'll take me back to the dude. It'll do the wah wah music. Oh, it does take away a life. That sucks. That super sucks. But he gives you like infinite tries. So it's okay. Okay, so well I know for a fact where the headphones and the mic are, and I think the LP is just further down. For those of you who are like under the age of 20, an LP is a long play record. So that's what LP stands for, is long play. It was like a term that popped up in like the 30s or something like that when they started introducing long play records. Or no, I think it was like the 40s or 50s. I watched a Tecmo episode on that recently, and like the like all the records used to be just singles, and then they started putting like multiple songs on one record, and that was the long play, so LP. And that's where that came from. Also, when they were still when records were still just singles, they came in these books that the records just kind of sat in, and that's where the term album comes from music album, because they were in like literal albums that the single records were in, and that's something. Also from that Tecmon episode. Watch Tecmon. It is. I just like happened upon it one day, and I just found out that, I mean, it's always that weird kind of thing whenever you see a new YouTuber or whatever, and then you find out that he's actually connected to like every other YouTuber you already watch. But Tecmon, very, very interesting stuff. I was just checking him out, especially if you're interested in like obsolete media and stuff. He has some very, very interesting videos about the history of obsolete media and stuff. I really enjoy his stuff. Anyway, so right, capture card. So the problem with the capture card was not the capture card itself. Rather, it was my computer is the actual problem. The problem being that for whatever reason, probably due to specs on the computer, memory, what have you, it can only capture from one video capture device at a time. So what's the other capture device, you may ask? You mean you only have like the one capture box linked into your computer. What might be the other thing? Well, it's the webcam. And considering that one of the main things we wanted to do, I died. The entire video is just going to be this mission, I swear. Anyway. The main reason that I had gotten the webcam that you see my ugly face on right now is so that we could do face cam and stuff while streaming. And if we can't stream off the streaming box and use the face cam at the same time, then we can't do it. We would have to sacrifice the face cam, which is something I really don't want to do. Or, I don't know, there really wasn't any other way that we could do it. I even tried, because I couldn't get them both to work in OBS, I even tried, like, bringing up, like, VLC Player, and just, like, capturing from VLC Player and then using, like, a window thing or whatever. It still wouldn't do it. Like, VLC, like, wouldn't come up with the face cam. So as far as streaming the way that I wanted to stream, unfortunately, despite the fact that was going to be like, and this was going to be some like grandiose thing, I mean, in relative, magnitude that this channel has seen. Don't get me wrong, it's not like the internet is not going to stop just because Captain Floofers can't fully utilize his Twitch streaming channel. But like it was gonna be like a whole new chapter and everything, and we were gonna do like Twitch streaming every week, and that was gonna be the thing. But it seems that that's not going to happen. And for the time being, I'm gonna return the capture card because honestly, I can't really use it the way as it was intended to be used in the context of our content, and we're just gonna go back to doing regular LPs because at the end of the day, I still have a ton of fun doing these, and whether I have to edit a lot or not, whether I'm able to keep a relatively regular schedule as a result of the, I don't feel like, because there are days where, like, I don't feel like editing today. But regardless, I still have fun doing this, and I still want to keep putting up content for you guys, so, we may not have been able to go forward with the whole streaming thing, but we're gonna keep doing the Let's Plays. We're gonna keep putting stuff up on YouTube. I know YouTube is, a frickin' charred wasteland when it comes to all the career YouTubers who are, this is their way of life. I feel bad for them, but like I'm not monetized, so all the stuff going on, I mean, all the new shit with Copa going on. I'm like, how is this going to affect me? And really, all it comes down to is, I feel bad for some of the career YouTubers that I really like not being able to get all of the income that they're owed because here's the LP. Got it. We get an entry pass for this. But the point is, there are people who depend on this as for their what do you call it? Their well-being, their raison d'etre, their livelihood. That's the word. And I feel bad that YouTube is like saying, oh, if your video is specifically for kids. And apparently, despite the fact that you might say, oh, my channel's not for kids, I labeled my channel as not for kids, because I say fuck sometimes. But, Greg more than me. Me more than I normally do when I'm around Greg. Regardless. Sometimes, YouTube will just be like, nah, this is for kids. And then, you can't get any ad revenue off of it. Because YouTube fucked up, and they don't know what the hell they're doing. I think I'm okay, though, because, like I said, I'm not monetized. I don't get money for this. I do this for the fun, and because it makes you lot happy. And that's what I really want to get out of it, is making people happy. And there are people who have, told me in one way or another that my content makes them happy. And that makes me happy, and that I'm content just doing this for the free, for the, the only reason you might see an ad on my video is because, some copyrighted content just happened to be in there. But I'm not making a cent off of this. I have a full-time job that I do that pays my bills and whatnot. And I'm not using this as an excuse like, oh, I don't have to keep a regular schedule, so, I can get paid and what, because I don't get paid for this. I actually, whenever I came up with, like, I try to come up with these schedules where, like, I want to, come up with so many videos a week on certain days. I actually get very upset because my procrastination habit happens to come in and say, nah, I don't want to do editing today. I just want to sit on my ass on the couch and, watch that one live stream of a Final Fantasy V 4th job fiesta that I've been watching. That does happen sometimes, but then I feel really bad when I don't get, videos out when I want to get videos out. Let's see, first class lodgings here. It's only 10 coins. That's about the price I paid for the food. It's a reasonable room. Like, first class lodgings are like super extravagant, like a suite. I remember that. Alright, so we got some entry passes here. We may as well go ahead and just start clearing some stages, because we have to clear the stages in order to be able to get to the castle. And I want to get to Frog Mountain, damn it. Frog Mountain's in the second world, by the way. Because Frog Mountain, like I said, has one of, if not the number one, what do you call it? Music track of all of video games. Just gonna pause real quick. I'm gonna check my phone. One moment. The text message was a friend of mine sending me a birthday gift in the form of a Switch eShop code. No, you can't see it. Text 10. Okay, so Ring Bell Pass. We can now see Ring Bell Pass because we have the chain pipe. We can use the chain pipe with the R button to get rid of those star blocks, and we can see the rest of the level. Hopefully, I just realized I only have one life. Didn't buy any armor or anything like that in town. I could probably just like buy multiple of those raincoats or whatever, and just like charge up my armor meter. I don't know how that works. Can I buy multiple armors? I know that in Mystical Ninja Star and Goemon you couldn't do that. You only have like one type of armor at a time. Like you couldn't stack them. I'm wondering if those like the raincoats I can buy will stack. I know at the very least I can get the I can like the rice ball will stack. The onigiri will stack. Oh, I took the path of the face balls. Oh, that's okay. It's more swinging sandals or whatever. They're not even sandals. You know, I mistook them for Geta, but it's not even the case. Whoa, boulders. And Floofers clear this in one life. So yeah, as far as streaming goes, I don't think that's going to be a thing for the time being. I would like to ultimately get to that point where we can just do that reliably, but with the way that my computer is, I doubt that's going to be a thing anytime soon. I didn't even think that was going to happen. It just took me completely by surprise yesterday, and thank God that it took me by surprise yesterday and not like on Thursday when we would have been set to stream. But that means that I can plan a bit more ahead. I jumped in the spikes. Shot time. And you get the pleasure of looking at this screen every time I have to pour a shot and drink it. I mean, I'm not going to judge. If you like this, it's totally okay, but... match. All I'm saying is I'm not a fan of it. I hope I'm not gonna get... I don't want to get super plastered by the time I get to frickin' World 2. If I get to frickin' World... I don't want to get so plastered that it prevents me from getting to World 2. I want to go to Frog Mountain and listen to the music, damn it. That's like the minimum goal of this. I don't want to say playthrough because we're not playing it through. That's the minimum goal of this escapade. Is I want to go to Frog Mountain. I don't even know if we're gonna, beat World 2. I haven't beaten World 2 legitimately yet. I got to the boss of the castle. Oh. Okay, actually, those are only 10 gold? Okay. Can I stack the raincoats? No, I can't stack the raincoats. That sucks, but we'll live. And we're going straight into nighttime with this. That's great. Alright. Alright, Ring Bell Pass seems a bit more doable. Maybe if I can take like a different-ish path, I might not have to go to Spike Platform. Or maybe if I can just do better on Spike Platform, that might be great. But at least I have, like, for all intents and purposes, I have 6 full hit points here. Counting the 1 armor point and the rice ball. Now I'm just picturing, because, I never really talked much about the game itself, and I was going to. So Goemon's Great Adventure, as you can see, is a side-scrolling, 2.5D side-scrolling action platformer. The 2.5D is mainly because it's, 3D on the N64. The game before this was obviously Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. You've probably seen me play the game on this channel. It is my favorite. That is my favorite game on the system. Full stop. Oh, whoa. Whatever that was, I killed it. Well, there's another one. Now, the thing with Goemon's Great Adventure, I'm not normally... Jesus Christ. I'm not normally a super fan of, like, games that are, like, hard for the sake of being hard. And I don't want to say that this game is like that. Is there going to be another spider demon? No? There's a checkpoint, though. I'll take that. Like, I'm not normally, like, the type who usually likes games that are... I'm not going to say this is hard for the sake of being hard. This is just hard because it harkens back to, the older Goemon games, which, if Legend of the Mystical Ninja on the SNES is any indication, they were just hard in general. But this game, it's probably because of the Goemon-like atmosphere, probably because of the soundtrack. I still like this game, like, enough that I bought it. It's like, at some point, like, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. If I may go off on a whole other tangent to once again reach the point that I was trying to reach just a second ago. So Mystical Ninja starring Goemon is a game that, oh, it's going that way. I should have kept following it. It's killing all the enemies. It's doing my work for me. I was introduced to the game when I was in high school. Greg rented it one day. So we used to have a Hollywood Video near us. Hollywood Video is a video rental store that has, much like many other video rental stores like Blockbuster, since gone out of business. And we used to have one near us. And, my brother and I would rent video games from there. And Greg, who you all know and love, Greg also rented video games from there once in a while. He brought a game over one day. It was Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. I said, pretty much brought a game over one day. The game that I'm talking about. Here's the checkpoint to get to the castle. How many entry passes, just out of curiosity, do I need? I have 4? 4. How many do I need? I need 5 total. Okay. So if I beat Dig-a-Dig Gold Mine, that should be enough. Just to go all the way around. Anyway, since playing it when he brought it over, like, he rented it and brought it over to my house one day, and, I fell in love with it, like, pretty much immediately. Like, I had heard of Goemon before-ish, because when I started playing, when Greg brought it over that day, I had heard of Goemon's Great Adventure, so it was at least a year afterwards. I'd seen Great Adventure in a Nintendo Power, and I actually heard of that game before I saw Mystical Ninja. And then at that point, I rented Mystical Ninja as many times as I could. I got really good at it, but I never owned it. So, fast forward to, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I believe it was 2015. Because I was working with Greg. Greg was working where I work at the time, at my employer. And, I don't have to kill the skeleton again, do I? I do not. That's a plus. I'm not gonna get hit by that bazooka again, let me tell you. I'm gonna get hit by that kappa instead. That does not count as a death. And I'm like, I've counted this game, at least for the past couple of years at that point, as my favorite game on the system. Why don't I own this game? And I wasn't really used to, like, getting too much off the internet. Like, I would get stuff off the internet if there was no other way to get it. Like, you know, all my my Sentai and Kamen Rider stuff I would get off the, like, you know, from CS Toys and HLJ. But at that point, I was still, like, a fledgling as far as, like, let's go to Amazon for stuff. You know, unlike the fiend I am now, just, like, getting stuff off Amazon, like, every other day. Because I'm part of the problem now. But, I started, like searching around, like, I really should own this game. Where can I find copies of frickin' Mystical Ninja? And, I looked on GameStop. GameStop had a listing for it. Because this was at a point, like, much like nowadays, where GameStop doesn't sell, like, all those older games in the stores. They sell them off the website. And they had a listing for Mystical Ninja for, like, $30. But there were no copies in stock. I'm like, oh, crap. So where else am I going to look? I'm very much not a big internet shopping guy. Where do I go? And I went on Amazon. I'm like, oh, there's people selling it off Amazon. And not only did I pick up that game, but I also picked up Goemon's Great Adventure, which I was also familiar with by that point. And that's why I have it now. And I'm really happy I did. We have 2 hit points missing, so we can stay in the Grand Suite. So I can line myself up top with the innkeeper properly. I should probably also say first class. There we go. I would like that 2 hit point restoration, please. I got a hot tub. That's a huge difference between first and second class. And I think that like if you're playing a Sasuke, he's doing karaoke. Also, I'm gonna go buy another raincoat and another rice ball, plum rice ball. Because we're gonna be going to the castle now. Just for a record, how long have I been recording total? A little less than an hour. Not too bad. That means welcome. In context of a store. As far as I've been able to tell. I have had no formal training in the Japanese language. Like many weeaboos, just kind of picked up from video games and anime and stuff. I don't even watch that much anime anymore. Hell, my mom, you know, one of the big things with me and my parents, or me and my mom, because my mom does a lot of the, you know, the present shopping, between her and my dad, especially around December, because my birthday is December 4th, and we got Christmas December 25th. And it's like, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for... I can switch it. I know I did that. What do you want for your birthday? What do you want for Christmas? And I never know. Because the problem I have is... And I fully recognize this as a problem when it comes to people who want to get me gifts. My problem is that I always buy stuff for myself. And then, like, I have all the stuff that I already wanted. Up to that point, I can't think of anything. Well, as luck would have it, this is basically related to me saying I don't watch much anime these days. I mean, I have some anime on DVD and whatnot, but it's just telling as to what kind of stuff that I like to watch. When I had Thunderbirds on my mind. Thunderbirds, if you don't know, Thunderbirds is an old British TV show. I'm gonna just skip this. Goemon Impact has gone crazy and is attacking the castle. I kind of just want to have a sip, just a drink. This is not pertaining to any life loss or anything. I'm just gonna. That's for the taste of it. Hado Castle, let's go. So, also this music track is frickin' fantastic. I love this song. So, the reason I had Thunderbirds on the brain... Oh yeah, I was explaining what Thunderbirds is. Thunderbirds is an old British TV show from like the 60s. About a former astronaut who has a secret organization of basically comprised of his adult sons. Basically, it's an organization called International Rescue, and they use their super nuclear powered retro-futuristic vehicles to save the day whenever bad stuff happens, and it's done entirely with puppets. I mean, okay, they're marionettes, electronic marionettes of some description. Anyway, my friend Travis got me around the time that okay. Too many tangents are coming up in my brain at once. So, I got into Thunderbirds because Thunderbirds proved to be popular enough for one Jonathan Frakes, aka Commander William Riker from Star Trek The Next Generation, to make a movie based off of it. The movie wasn't very good, but around the time that the movie was being made, they I think it was G4 Tech TV, because they had recently joined at the time, was showing, like, marathons of the original Thunderbirds TV show. And my friend Travis was really into it. And, like, one day I'm, like, over at his house, and he's like, yeah, I'm watching Thunderbirds. And I started watching Thunderbirds, and I'm like, this is glorious. And I haven't seen Thunderbirds in years. And recently, I had seen... I'm probably going to go a bit... I want to go a bit more detail into this list I'm going to be mentioning here when I do my next LEGO Dimensions video, like I didn't do yesterday. But Thunderbirds was, like... I don't know if it was, like, deadlocked in, like, ready to go, but it was at the very least in the... at the very least in the negotiation stages to be included in LEGO Dimensions 3.0. And I'm like, that would have been awesome. Like, if I was still, like, casually collecting for LEGO Dimensions at the time, I would be like, hell yeah, I would get, like, LEGO Thunderbirds. That would be freaking awesome. And I started, like, looking up some things on Thunderbirds, and I realized that Amazon had Thunderbirds, the complete series, the complete original series of Thunderbirds, on Blu-ray for, like, on sale. So my mom, I called my mom on Thanksgiving, and you know, because good children call their parents on Thanksgiving. So I called my mom on Thanksgiving, and we're talking. She's like, "Have you thought about what you want for your birthday?" Because it was, you know, a week away. So I'm like. I just, like, you know, that was, like, the main thing I was standing out. Like, they have Thunderbirds on Blu-ray on Amazon. And she got me that for my birthday. Hold on, I'll get it for you. I'll show it on camera. It's right over here. This is it. This is Thunderbirds, the complete series on Blu-ray. 6 discs. I haven't started watching it yet, but I will start watching it soon. It is a thing if you're into that sort of retro-futuristic. Like, I'm into retro-futuristic, you know, usually no matter what the era, really. That's like 60s retro-futuristic, that's one thing. That's probably why I like, as far as Transformers go, that's why I like the Technobots and Computron so much, because that was like 80s retro-futuristic. I don't know, I guess I'm just all about that, but I'm really looking forward to watching and enjoying frickin' Thunderbirds. I don't even know what the original tangent I got. Oh yeah, well I have anime on here. I have, like, Zeta Gundam and Gundam 0083 and Gal Gaigar on DVD, but that's where I get, like, you know, most of my, I guess, like, old TV shows that I just happen upon. Like, I have I mean, Stargate SG-1, I mean, that's my favorite TV show of all time, but I also have, like, you know, the full DVD set from frickin' Barney Miller. I have MacGyver on DVD. I have... I at some point recently got Your Hunter from the Future on Blu-ray, and I'm so glad that I did. I mean, we all know that, you know, the Spooning one doesn't, like... I mean, the Spooning one was one that, you know, made me aware of it back when he still made videos, but, I'm like, you know, that seems like it would be right up my alley, and I should... I saw the Blu-ray on Amazon for, like, you know, $10. I'm like, you know, this seems like it would be right up my alley, and I was absolutely correct. It is so bad, but so worth watching. Oh, whoa. Yeah, that's Impact attacking us. You can just, like, you know, punch that precisely so that his, like, fists are just that far apart. And yes, there is Impact stuff. Actually, something I actually meant to point out when we started, that I never got a chance to do. I say I never got a chance to, but it just never came up. So, remember how Mystical Ninja had, like, the anime... like, those anime-ass, like, music video scenes? Like, you had frickin'... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Well, that was stupid. I went through that whole level without a scratch, and then I just fall in a random pit. And I've lost all my upgrade. I mean, I still have the I still have the Onigiri, thank God, but I don't have I don't have my armor, my little sliver of armor anymore. I don't have my weapon upgrades. That sucks. Anyway, so if you remember, if you've seen Mystical Ninja, if not, watch any of my Mystical Ninja. I mean, I say watch any of my Mystical Ninja runs. Preferably watch my drunk run I did a couple of years ago. Not the emulation one, because the emulation one, the emulators suck. But they were like these anime, like there's the anime ass like theme songs that they had, like here, like by actual like, you know, frickin' anime and tokusatsu singers doing their theme songs. Like the main theme song is done by frickin' Hironobu Kageyama, and Impact's theme song is like the man, the myth, the legend Ichiro Mizuki. And there were, you know, like accompanying like music video, like there was like the opening cinematic for the previous game, and like every time you used Impact, there was that cool activation cutscene and whatnot. And it was awesome. So in Goemon's Great Adventure, in the Japanese version at the very least, those things still exist. You have like a slightly different rendition of the Ganbare Goemon theme, still done by Mr. Kageyama. You have a new version of, for reasons that will be apparent later, there's a new version of the I Am Impact by Ichiro Mizuki, and there are still, like, you know, the cutscenes that accompany them. In the Japanese version, for whatever reason, the international versions of the game don't have those. And I don't know why. They just took out, just completely stripped. I don't know if it may still be in the coding, I don't know, but you don't see those cutscenes at any point in the either the American or the European versions of the game. Also, fun fact, in Europe, Goemon's Great Adventure was called Mystical Ninja Starring Goemon 2. Just throwing that out there. I should be almost done. So each of these castles end with an impact battle. And the funny thing is... Oh. I want to get up there. Don't want to take the elevator yet? The funny thing is, in the previous game, the Japanese version had fully voiced cutscenes, whereas in the American version, or at least the American version, the European version probably as well, did not have the voice acting in the cutscenes. There's impact back there, and which is weird because the voice acting was still when the characters were just doing stuff in actual gameplay. But they took all the voice acting out of the cutscenes for some reason. And, oddly enough, at the very least, the opening cutscene for this game has the voice acting in. The other cutscenes don't, as far as I can remember. But just like the opening cutscene still does. But they deemed it appropriate to take out the opening cutscene and the opening theme song cutscene, I should say, and the impact cutscenes, because we're going to get into like an impact-based fight in a little bit here, and it just like cuts straight to the fight. It doesn't like show the cool stuff. And I didn't even realize this until like years later. And I was extremely disappointed when I found that out. Oh, that's an extra life. I want that. So luckily I've only had 2 game overs, so I'm holding it pretty well. And Impact was, as you could probably tell, he was just shooting at us just a bit ago. Hopefully this will actually be up on my birthday. Birthday is tomorrow, as per this recording, but I actually have to edit it tomorrow, and because the streaming isn't a thing. The streaming box doesn't work as I already went over the streaming box stuff, but I actually have to edit this now. And by that I mean I have to put the face cam stuff. The face cam. Why did I? At least I don't lose the onigiri. That's the saving grace here. Alright, let me take a drink. Could have sworn I jumped that. So anyway, what I was getting at is, I talked about, what happened with the streaming box and all that. Does not come back. That's disappointing. Nah, I knew it wasn't going to come back. I know I'm not going to be able to hold off a game over forever. But, I have to put the face cam over the game footage, so... at least it's something. I mean, I don't want to say... Yeah, I don't want to say that I'm like the freaking Mighty Number 9 of freaking Let's Play. I mean, I guess people could see it that way, but, as Keiji Inafune once said, or Inafune, or whatever you do, Keiji Inafune once said, regarding Mighty Number 9, it's better than nothing. If anything, it'll be consistent with, the stuff that I've been putting up the past, I don't know, 3 years or so? It's just still hard to believe that I, had that, frickin' 3-year hiatus. You guys remember that. No, you don't. I think, the Tenkaichi is the only one who's been watching since the Baldur's Gate days. I may go back to Baldur's Gate. I mean, I'm not going to be able to go back to the Baldur's Gate, the exact file that I have, but I'm thinking of getting it on the Switch eventually. It'll probably be after my backlog's done, but... Alright. So here's the actual dungeon boss here, is the Shishi Scarecrow, I think it's called. Yep, Shishi Scarecrow. This is actually controlling Impact, and this is the reason why Impact was shooting at us and trying to punch us and stuff. The premise of this boss fight is actually fairly simple. We gotta hit these bombs back at him. Shishi means lion, for those of you who didn't know. I'm fairly sure I've mentioned that in like a Sentai toy review. Yeah, Chireno. I've talked about that in Chireno. Shishi means lion, because we had a Shishi Voyager. That's for those people who watch my toy videos. I don't know if that's still a thing. You know, I tend to, since I get so few comments and stuff, I tend to, notice if people watch them. And obviously, I've got fans. Like, I mean, Tenkaichi hasn't spoken up in a while, but Slashing with Gaming, we still appreciate you as well. I remember there was like one guy who was like watching a lot of my X8 reviews. Never know, still reviewing those. I actually got something I've been doing recently has been swapping out Kamen Rider X8 figures on my desk at work. Just like leveling them up one at a time, over time. Like every day I go in, like I have a new power up for him. I died. But it's kind of leading up to something else that I'm going to be putting on my desk at work. I got this guy here. This, I was thinking of doing a video, and I just decided not to because it would have been too much. I got this Hybrid Rise figure for Kamen Rider 01, which is the current series that's on. Because I had Zo on my desk for the longest time. It was just like outfitting him in the different armors every once in a while. Oh, I get upgrades. The game gives me upgrades, even if I die. That sure is nice of the game. And I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, let me tell you. Now, if only I could hit the bombs before hitting them with my body. Because I really don't want to get a game over here, because I don't want to do the whole dungeon over again. When I say dungeon, it's just like a longer level is all it really is. But I really don't want to have to do the whole thing again. Because if you game over, it takes you practically back to your last save point. I would have to do the entire level over again, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, I kind of took Zo off my desk because, I don't know. Here's the thing with Kamen Rider Zo. I know that it was very, very divisive, to say the least. I know that there were a lot of people that did not like Zo. I thought the main premise of Zo was dumb. I mainly kept watching because I'm a sucker for fan service when it comes to venerable series like that. And over time I did get to, know and like the characters somewhat, but honestly I was like, oh, like frickin' Kamen Rider Blade's story arc is coming up, let's see how they do with that. Blade was one of the first story arcs they did, properly correct, in my opinion. Which is good, because Blade is my favorite Kamen Rider series. But, the ending was just kind of just ended and was dumb. And I'm like, I think the figure is okay, but I don't want to have the figure on my desk anymore. So, I'm actually very much enjoying 01 at this point. And that's why I got this figure, because the figure, has the armor pieces that can swap out, and you have, the Rising Hopper form by default in the center of the box there. But we've also got, Flying Falcon, Biting Shark, Flaming Tiger, and Freezing Bear. Bismaru Elegant. Okay, so here's the thing. we actually have a move list. Isn't that something? And the mouth laser blast beam, it's called here. The mouth laser is actually not. It's actually easier to pull off because before it was like you had to rotate the C buttons and push Z. Now you only have to push down, C down, C down, Z. So, in order to keep the co-op spirit alive, there are actually two impact robots now. There's normal Goemon impact, who you can see in the background though, and right now. And currently, I am piloting Miss Impact, which is I guess a female version of Impact that's more based off Omitsu. I don't know. This was a thing back in the 90s. Or early aughts, even. They both have the same kind of move list and whatnot. I can use the R button to pass a baton over to Goemon Impact. Should I feel the need to switch over to him? Second player, I think by default, player 1, if you're in co-op, player 1 is Miss Impact, player 2 is Goemon Impact. And if you want to swap over to like the other player having main control of the screen, you can pass the baton over and the player 2 can play. While the robot that's in the background does still have rudimentary attacks that it can do on the boss and whatnot. So I don't know if Goemon Impact in this case, because I don't have a player 2, I don't know if he's just going to kind of just do stuff there. But if my life gets too low on Miss Impact, I can always just go ahead and swap. Actually, let me go ahead and... Okay, Gatling Punch is the same. So up, down, up, A. Up, down, up, up, down, up, I mean, obviously the C buttons. The Delicious Attack, that's just kind of the punch and then a kick. So I can just, you know... It's basically the same kind of, It's the same kind of, Can I control this with the control pad? Okay, you actually do have to use the control stick for this, so that's fine. So it's the same kind of strategy that I have with the previous game's bosses. I just kind of, if they get close, I'll use the Gatling Punch if I can, and then I'll use the mouth laser once it's charged up. And in the meantime, just try to get Ryo by punching projectiles. Can I use the mouth laser? No, I can't. Just use the quick punch to... See, I've been using the D-pad this whole time, and now I'm just using the control stick, and it's weird. Probably should be doing this now. Oh, okay, good, it hit. Normally, okay. So my normal strategy is actually use the mouth laser when there's an opportune time to use it, and the boss is sitting still. But I just forgot my normal strategy and threw caution to the wind and just kind of used it once it was charged. It still paid off, but I would have rather not had things turn out that way. Looks like Impact is just kind of like shooting nasal bullets, and he's attacking. Okay, so I do have AI help. That's good. So we're making short work of this boss. I don't know why I did a Gatling attack there, but Gatling punch. Hit him, Impact. Oh shit. Oh, okay. B button is the quicker punch. I mean, I feel so weird. So this is where I should be using the mouth laser. It's right here. Oh well. I am still thankful that for when I used it, it still hit it. Right, and it's fully charged if I need to use it again, but the boss is only at 77 health, so that's probably not going to be a thing. Or is it? I win. Oh, oh, oh. I died. I didn't expect that. I thought that the blast beam was going to hit him, but it didn't. And he just kind of rushed at me and killed me. And that counts as a life lost. So I didn't expect that. And you put in my input, it puts in better. And also, the control still sucks. Although I did eventually learn, or relearn rather, that the B button is the quicker punch. So when it comes to projectiles, I'm fully prepared now. Because if I should probably keep an eye out on my health too, because had I known that I was going to die in one hit, I would have swapped to the other impact. And I really think that's what you need to do anyway. Now that I think about it, I think now that I remember-ish, I remember that being a thing. Like if she was charging that kind of attack, I need to swap over to the other impact to avoid death. So that might have just been an instant kill thing. I'm fairly sure I had like over 200 health left still. Give me some ammo. I can still shoot my bullets with the Z button. So it's nice to know that the computer is helping. And then you're going to pop up right here, and... Alright, so if she charges that attack again, I am going to go straight for the baton pass. And I'm going to save this mouth laser for blast... What was it called now? Blast beam? And save that for... Oh, nice! Nice interception by impact there. When she does the rose attack, I'll shoot the blast beam at her. But the other attack with the hearts and stuff, I'm gonna swap over to impact to do that. Which I think Ebisumaru is technically controlling that impact. So you'll hear like Ebisumaru voices if you swap over. But that's the boss done. So we'll at the very least be heading over to Frog Mountain eventually. We can hear the awesome music. I'm gonna put this figure back where it was. There. Sorry for noises. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to this next area. Oh, no, I hope you don't bother me. Oh, no, and the next cutscene, I'm like, we should go to this place because that's where she's going. You'll probably see that more in the actual playthrough that will eventually come. I think there are 4 worlds total. Because there's Ryugu Island here, which is on it's basically like the water area-ish, but it's like an island on the back of a turtle. The 3rd world is the underworld, and then the 4th world is like Sky World. And then that's like the end of the game. We got Copper Road. And the thing that I kind of that really always irks me about this is that whenever I get to the Copper Road always starts off at dawn, basically. And when you beat Copper Road, you have like the next 2 levels will unlock for you, because the town is on the other side of the turtle, so you have to go through at least one other stage before you get to that. And one of those stages is Frog Mountain. And usually what happens is that when I get to the end of Copper Road, it's about to turn nighttime. And what that means is that it'll be full-on nighttime by the time I start Frog Mountain. And it overrides the music with the nighttime music that I don't want to hear. Here's an underwater section where we're in like a tube or whatever. But like I said, I'm probably going to swap over to Sasuke or something like that when we get to the point where we can actually go underwater. Because while I do have Sasuke unlocked, that was dumb. Well, I do have Sasuke unlocked. He doesn't have the ability to go underwater unlocked yet. Basically, that will unlock once we unlock Yae, and we'll unlock Yae in the next town. There we go. There's a lot of that in this game. But, you know, that's just how the level design is. This is, I still count this as a good game. It's just a good game, I'm not the best at. I seem to be doing decently enough, even for being the least bit inebriated. I mean, I haven't even had any water yet. I probably should at some point. That would be the smart thing to do. Once I beat this level, I'll have like a swig of water. Because I don't want to be like. I mean, I very rarely have like bad hangovers, but I don't really think that much is going to come from this because I still feel probably because I've had so few shots. I've only had like 3 shots. Yeah, see, it's almost nighttime. And if I go to Frog Mountain now, it's going to overwrite the music, and I don't want that. So I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go to the other level that we can go to. I can't go to the other I can't go to the other level because the other level is only accessible via a secret... I say secret entrance. It's not really a secret entrance. It's an alternate exit that can only be accessible underwater. So, I beg your forgiveness, but I'm going to stick around at the beginning of the level until it's daytime. Because I don't want to hear this music. I want to hear the Frog Mountain music. I'm just going to sit here for a bit. Hi. How are you doing? I'm having fun. Are you having fun? Thanks for coming to hang out with me. I really, really appreciate it. This is all going to pay off, I swear. I mean, regardless if you like this music or not. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm glad you decided to come by. It doesn't take long for him to start like going into his idle animation, does it? Now, I think that the nighttime music is like, because this is different nighttime music than was in that was in Edo. It's like each world has its own nighttime music. But the nighttime music is consistent between levels, bar and towns. So yeah, this would have been like the same nighttime music in Copper Road. Luckily, the time passes by quickly enough. And once we get to the next town, I'm going to show you an example of a side quest we won't be doing that does involve Frog Mountain. There's apparently like an orange-colored Ebisumaru called Obisumaru who wants to do a race with you. And the race is very hard, and it's very frustrating. I'm not going to do it. Here comes the music. I'm just going to keep quiet so you can hear the music. I died. Oh, that is. That was practically the whole loop of the song, but isn't that so good? Oh my god, I was so glad to show that off to you guys. So it's shot time now. That is seriously, like, I will probably officially say that it is my favorite video game track of all time. I'm not even mad because I get to listen to more of it. Okay. I'm glad I was at least able to get to this point in the game. Okay, Frog Mountain more. Hopefully we don't die this time. Because it's, I mean, technically I could go back to Edo Town and get more power-ups and stuff, but once we beat this, we're going on to Ryugu Town, so it doesn't really matter. Just gotta be more careful. But yeah, you can go back to the previous areas, previous worlds, or whatever. So, if I really wanted to, I could go back to Edo Town and get, like, you know, the Plum Rice Ball and another Raincoat. Get myself more HP. And the music's about to transfer over to the nighttime. At the very least, though, once we're at nighttime, there is an entry pass I think we can get while we're here. Also, instead of doing a wolf howl for signaling nighttime, it does like a frog noise while we're in this world. Should probably doing stuff like that more. It's like, okay, you're at the very edge of the hitbox for the, there should be another lizard man in here. Hey, lizard man. Iguana man, I'm sorry. Hee don't be mean to me. Entry pass. Wunderbar. That saved us another trip back here, although I wouldn't have been opposed to it. But you know. Que sera, sera. Alright. We're almost at the end of the level. And the thing that gets me is that, like, usually when I get to this point in the game, like I said before, because I'm usually at, oh crap. That was me trying to be fancy. But luckily, it counts exits like checkpoints, so. So anyway, on like, you know, normal playthroughs of this that I usually have, including what happened here, you know, it normally gets to a point where when I clear Copper Road, it's whoa, it's almost nighttime, and then when I get to Frog Mountain, it plays the you know, it gets to nighttime and it starts playing the nighttime song. And usually with how long it normally takes me to beat Frog Mountain, by the time I get to the end of Frog Mountain, like, it starts playing the normal music again at the very end of the level, and that's what always irks me about it. I need to be using my projectiles more. That's the thing I need to be doing. It is going to pay dividends. I know it costs money. Wow. Okay. That's one Steinful gone. And the next time I die is going to be a shot, so I'm going to hold off on filling that up again until, you know, after that. This is a second path there. I haven't played this in a few years. The last time I actually played this was one of the times where I did a refresh on my backlog plan. Because this was the first game that I was playing on that iteration of my backlog plan. It was when I really started focusing on it. And that plan got sidetracked when I got a Nintendo Switch. But yeah, I got all the way up to Tohime Town, not Ryugu Town. Sorry. When I got to Ryugu Castle, which is the dungeon for this world, is when I just kind of like went off on to do other things. I'm just gonna save the game while I'm here. Yes, please. Not like I'm gonna be like, you know, continuing this file or anything. If anything, I'm gonna be playing a, you know, like I said, a playthrough with Greg. So, if Greg also wants to play co-op, I'll have to ask him about it on Thursday. I'm probably gonna do what I did that one time when we were. Remember that one time like a year or so ago when we were gonna play Earthbound, and I had like the die roll, and I'm like, whatever RPG this lands on, we're gonna play, and then we landed on Earthbound, and then like the recording went screwy, to say the frickin' least. And then we ended up playing for the Frog the Bell Tolls. We can get... No, not that. we can get silver armor here. Silver armor is 2 armor points. And I'm not against that, let me tell you. Anyway, I'm thinking of doing like a similar thing where we do a die roll or something like that, and Goemon's Great Adventure is going to be one of the choices. So I don't know what the other choices are going to be. I think one of them was like Final Fantasy V. Like I'd be up for doing an RPG. Even an RPG like ever. Like most of the ones that we've done are like shorter games or action adventure games. Give me one moment. I need to use the men's room before we go into this tea house. So one moment, please. Okay, I am back, and we've got a cutscene in here that unlocks Yai for use. And I believe now we can go underwater. So I'm going to swap to Sasuke. And I can swap to either one, really, but I like Sasuke more. And now we can go underwater. So we can go back to Copper Road. And Copper Road is going to have that alternate pathway that we can use to get to whatever the other level is. Let's just save while we're here. I'm actually also going to go ahead and check what the entry pass requirement is to get to the castle. Just out of curiosity. Oh, well, I entered Copper Road anyway. I mean, I was going to begin with, but I didn't mean to do that right away. Oh well. While we're here, I can just leave. I'd rather satisfy my curiosity right now. Because we can just leave you can just leave a stage by going back through the beginning. How many entry passes do we need, good sir? Need 2 more. Okay, so clearing that one, I think that getting to the alternate exit in Copper Road will get you 1, and clearing the other level will get me 1. Because I am not, in any rate, I am not up for racing Obisumaru. I'll still get the Stone Megaphone. I think that's what it's called. Basically, what the megaphone is, it's the special weapon of sorts for Obisumaru. And it basically allows him to make platforms. I'll still get that because that's like, an ability that I can use to help progress, but I'm not. I mean, the main reason I think of to get that is because you really need it in order to be able to beat Obisumaru in that race, and I am not willing to do that race. Let me tell you, that race is not fun, and I got a game over. I lost my silver armor, and I got a game over. I'll get the silver armor again before I go on. Just on the principle. I'm not pouring heavy shots. I mean, shots that are too heavy. Anyway, like overflowing shots. Like I've done that before. By accident. When I'm drunk. Try again. Try again, good sir. Alright. Sasuke, please. We can also play as Yai now. I know I mentioned that already, but I like Sasuke. So let's go back. Get the armor again. Because I would like to have those 2 extra hit points. Please and thank you. I'm still grateful, though, that I get to keep the Onigiri. It's very nice of the game to let me keep that. Because that only kicks in if you actually like lose your hit points, but if you die to a pit, it still lets you keep the item. I'm also going to go ahead and make it daytime, just to make the I don't even need to heal, so I'll just do the third classroom. Look, there he is. There's some like naked guy there. That's funny. Okay. Just make it daytime, just to make the level that little much less of a pain in the ass. Also, I am greatly surprised how well this game controls with a D-pad, even in the towns where it's like more of a 3D sort of situation. I say 3D. I mean, and that you can use up and down to go in and out of the screen. Oh, I want that upgrade, thank you. Yeah, this game is just... It's one of the reasons why the D-pad on the controller exists. I mean, I see all this stuff about the N64. Not necessarily the controller itself. Most of the stuff I see about the controller are like, what were they thinking? Were they on crack when they designed this controller? But like when I see people making like homebrew consoles, I say, there are people who make. I remember when like, who was it? Ben Heck. That guy. Ben Heck is a very famous guy on the modding scene, or the hacking scene these days. By, you know, I can push R here. Henshin, he says, and we can do this. You can go underwater. That's the thing. Anyway, Ben Heck. He was pretty famous. He got his fame back in the day for making all these like portable consoles out of consoles that weren't portable. And he's still doing his thing today, and God bless him for it. I always find one of the things I always find interesting is when one can take a non-portable console and put it in a portable case and make it portable, you know. And one of the first things I saw Ben Heck do, back before, you know, this was back before YouTube and stuff, he made a portable N64. Oh shit! I need Goemon. Oh, there's a tea house up there. Can I grab this? Yes, I can. Okay, I can use the B button to grab that. And then I can use this platform, come down platform, and I can go to the interdimensional tea house, switch to Goemon, and use the chain pipe to go through. And that's how we do it, ladies and gents, and others. But I remember when he made his one of the iterations of sorts of a portable N64, and this was like way back in the day, like again before YouTube. I discovered this guy, and he made a portable N64, but he didn't include like the L button or a D-pad, because, like, you know, what games use those? And it's I can understand. There aren't a lot of games that use the D-pad or the L button. Most of them used, if you'll allow me to pause for a second. So the N64 controller, as pictured here, is meant to be held. You see how it has the three handles here? It's meant to be held in one of three positions. This is the position that's done for most games. You use the analog stick. The Z button is back of here. And then you have access to the face buttons. The way that I've been playing this game is this way, using the D-pad and the L button and these. And there are also some games where you can do it like this. They're very few and far between. I barely know of any. I know that like games like Perfect Dark, you could use two controllers and like hold them both this way or whatever. But there are games like this, games like Mischief Makers, games like Kirby 64 that have use of the D-pad. And that's where I'm getting at, is like, you know, most of these portable N64 machines, I mean, in all honesty, like these days, in the year of our Lord 2019, most portable custom consoles are done with, like, you know, a RetroPie in mind, you know, using, like a Raspberry Pi with RetroPie burned on it. And that'll account for, like, many emulated consoles. But when this guy, Ben Heck, when he made... Let me just get some water real quick. When he made his portable N64, he didn't include the D-pad and L button. Because what games really use that? Well, Kirby 64 exclusively uses the control pad. Mischief Makers, another good game for the N64, which I also own, also exclusively uses the D-pad. And this game, while you can use the analog stick if you wish, you can use the D-pad as well. And I will contend that the D-pad is the best way to play this game. We could go Naruto Road. Naruto is like, it's like that. It's kind of like that anime that people like. Okay, I still have the rice ball. That was almost a situation where I would have had to make another drink. I mean, not that I'm saying that I won't have to do that in the shit. I'm not saying that I won't have to. But this is using different music, nighttime music. Nighttime music is different? I don't frickin' know. I don't know anymore. Sasuke, help. Be brave. Please use your water skills. On Naruto Road. That's how you pronounce that. Naruto, yeah. Sometimes I say Naruto just to piss the Naruto fans off, but... I mean, yes, I know Naruto is the name of a popular anime. I need to... Okay. In order to take a drink, I need to make a drink in this case. So I'm just gonna pour myself another rum and coke. Decent amount of rum. I say Coke, I'm using Pepsi. I like Pepsi more than Coke. What can I say? And you're getting that on the microphone too. Ain't that some shit? So that new stein full of rum and Pepsi. Slime approved. Just thank you again to Greg and Aaron for making that in a way for me. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but Greg's wife, Erin, does a lot of arts and crafts stuff for a living, even. And they made that for me as a, I think it was a birthday present, a year or two ago, and I will contend is still among my top 10, top 5 even birthday presents I've ever gotten. So I'm eternally grateful to Greg and Aaron for this wonderful stein of sorts. Well, this is obviously a dead end. Right, octopus, come out of your pot. Please. Come on. Sasuke has no patience for your bullshit. I can't even shoot projectiles underwater. The L button does the same thing as the B button underwater. Oh, there you are. There you are. Piece of shit. Come on. Oh, you think ink is gonna stop me? He's gonna stop Cyborg Ninja Sasuke? No. Okay, yes. That happened. All right. Okay. So I don't know what limit I'm setting for myself for this game. I mean, the minimum limit has been met. We got to Frog Mountain and got to hear the awesome music. But I don't know. Maybe if like I finish the stein of rum and Pepsi, I think that'll be like the secondary cutoff. Like that'll be the cutoff is when I finish that. I'm gonna go this way this time. See where this takes me. But basically, what I'm getting at is, you know, I may still take shot. I mean, if I die here, I'm going to take a shot because I have no lives left. But if I finish this, oh, I have a life now. If I finish this this rum and Pepsi here, I think I'm going to call that my cutoff. That good for everyone else? Because I know we're not going to finish this game in the meantime. I do not foresee us even beating Ryugu Castle. To be perfectly honest with you. The boss is hard enough, and the last attempt I had to actually play through the game, I did not beat the boss of Ryugu Castle. I did not beat I did not get to the underworld, let alone beat it. But it looks like we beat Naruto Road, which was mostly underwater. Okay, so the projectiles for Sasuke are the firecracker bombs. Whoa, 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 the ghosts! No! No! Luckily, the transitions count as checkpoints in this case. Although, I would be lying if I said that part of me didn't want to at least reach the underworld. I mean, I do want to, you know, ultimately beat this game at some point because it's on my backlog. And despite its difficulty, this is a very fun game. Oh, what's this dude? What's your problem? Off, please. No, I need to be able to jump. Fuck you. I need to be able to jump in order to reach the end of the level. Oh god, I'm at 0 lives again. Oh, I reached the end! What time is it? So just before 10:30. That's child's play. How long have I been recording? Just over 2 hours. Alright, so I think I should have enough enough entry passes to get to Ryugu Castle. Because I'm not racing Obisumaru. That's not going to be a thing. Hello, sir. These are entry passes. Good. I am not racing Obisumaru this day or any day. Even when I go through this, like, just to clear the backlog, that's not going to be a thing. Honestly, I'm at 0 lives with 1 hit point left. I would rather just take the shot and go into Ryugu Castle with full lives, full armor, full everything. Just take the shot here. Because I would like to go into Ryugu Castle with more than 0 lives and 1 hit point. Well, more than 0 lives. My point where I have to breathe now before taking shots. Okay. So this will bring me back out to the world map. And I can... I think I can do at least the first bit as Goemon. I'd rather do the first bit as Goemon. I don't know why. It doesn't make much of a difference. But let's get the armor. Let's get... can I get extra lives while I'm here? Because I would rather take drinks than take shots if it comes to losing enough lives. I'm invisible. I'm not counting that. I'm not counting that as a death. No. Okay. This will give me an extra life. I'm going to get some extra lives. But I am not... That was a glitch. I fell through the floor. Fuck it. I'm nothing if not consistent. Okay. Give me extra lives, please. Okay. That happened. And I need 30... I think I need 30 coins is the silver armor. Oh, God, how much is the... I forgot about the onigiri! Okay, it's only 40. That'll do it. Okay. So I got 6 lives. That should stave off another shot at the very least. I'm still calling bullshit on that death, but whatever. I clipped through a sprite and fell through the floor. Konami. I blame Konami for that death. That death that shouldn't have happened. Let's save. For all the good it'll do us. It's not like I'm going to necessarily be returning to the save file. If I do play again, it'll... Like I said, if I do play again, it'll be with Greg. And that'll be another... Why am I going to the checkpoint again? I already went through the checkpoint. Okay. Also, the music here, again, fantastic. Lost a bit of my armor there. Okay. I don't foresee myself defeating this castle, but let's see if we can make it to the third world, shall we? The underworld is the third world, by the way. Let's see if we can make it that far. Alright, I'm going to set a potential... Oh, no. Can this crush? I'm not. I am not. That could potentially crush me, and I'm not willing to find out. I think it's just more for getting over the spikes here. Okay. What I was getting at is maybe I can get to the underworld town. That's going to be a maybe stretch goal. Oh, I should have doubled. Okay. That could have gone better. No! No! If we die in this first section, I'm going to go back to the other town and get armor again. And onigiri, because if I die to these and lose the points, it'll take away my onigiri. Oh! That is crushing. That is definitely crushing. Oh, I am not down to clown with that. Oh. Okay. Note to self, work smarter, not harder. Okay. This is going to flip over. Take advantage of that. Okay, checkpoint. Good. I have 7 lives. I'm going to take advantage of the 7 lives. Fuck. Yes, because I fell down a pit. Okay. Okay. Now, if I had died in the first section before I got the checkpoint, I would have gone back and got more armor and well, nothing else really. But seeing as we got a checkpoint, cowabunga it is. At least we get to hear more of the awesome music. Jesus. For full on the record, I'm reaching, full drunk capacity. I mean, I wouldn't say full drunk capacity, but drunk capacity of a sort. And this is about the point where I had predicted that I would reach this point, which is fine. Like I said, I'm not planning on beating this game today. If by some miracle I beat this game tonight, I mean, that's not going to happen. I'm only in the second world of 4, but miracles can happen. Let the record show that I beat Goemon's Great Adventure while drunk. If that happens. That's not going to happen, but, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, viewer. Oh, whoa. All I'm saying is that if I reach the point where... If I beat Goemon's Great Adventure while drunk, that would be the highlight of my life. And that's how interesting of a person I am. Let's keep moving on. Can I at least beat Ryugu Castle? I don't know. It's all up in the air at this point. I don't foresee myself beating Ryugu Castle. I have 6 lives left until I, Oh, I need to go to that tea house. I need to switch to Sasuke. So, basically where I'm at, I have 6 lives because I bought so many lives in town. I have 6 lives until I effectively have a game over. I foresee myself running out because, you know, like I said, the limit is going to be this current mug of rum and Pepsi. I foresee myself running out of rum and Pepsi more than I do, you know, before I reach the point where I get a game over. So in all honesty, this is pretty much, from what I can foresee, this is going to be like the farthest we're going to see in the game at this point. Until I make this like a standard Let's Play and I play with Greg. And then, you know, if I play with Greg, we'll eventually get to the end. But right now, I don't see myself beating this castle. I mean, I am keeping... I guess it'll depend on how drunk I am when I reach the end of that. Oh dear, I took a hit for like no reason. It depends on how drunk I am when I reach the end of this particular mug. Like maybe I'll be like, you know what? I'll have another mug. But okay. So here's how it is. As far as the current plan goes, I want to have at least one other shot before I stop. I guess it depends on how tired I am by the time I reach whatever point. I don't foresee myself beating Ryugu Castle. I don't know. Let's just play it by ear. Let's play it by ear. If I take another shot, I take another shot. If I decide to quit after this mug, I quit after this mug. But yeah, I think I have it in me to have at least one more shot of sort of. It's all about knowing one's limits. And that does not count as a death because I did not die. I took my onigiri like a man. And, you know, it doesn't take much of a man to eat onigiri, I guess. I don't know. I've never had onigiri before. It's like rice wrapped in seaweed. Although the variety that I had... Oh, I got a checkpoint. The variety that I had in this game, in the context of things, had plum in it. And I don't like plum. But onigiri, I think, traditionally has fish in it. I mean, if it was like just, you know, standard onigiri, just seaweed wrapping around rice, I need to take a drink because I just lost a life. But I got a checkpoint, so that's got to be something, right? Okay, so as far as the drink situation goes, depends on how I'm feeling when I reach whatever point I reach. Because I am thoroughly plastered right now. So I mean, I'm definitely not going to pour myself another rum and coke. But if I have another shot in between, I don't know. I might reach the end of my cup before I reach another shot, so... Alright, here's how it goes. Here's what I done did. Okay. I'm not going to pour myself another rum and coke. If I pour myself another... I should probably have more water. Let's have more water. Water is good. Water, good. Okay. So... once I finish my rum and Pepsi, that'll be it for rum and Pepsi. But I will allow myself one more shot. How's that sound to you? So, does that sound good? Good, because that's what I'm going with. I will have one more shot, but I will not pour myself another rum and Pepsi. Looks like Sasuke can also double jump. I thought that was only a thing with Goemon, but I don't even know anymore. I gotta be at least halfway through at this point, right? Right? Those of you who know Goemon's Great Adventure more than I do are sounding off right now. Those of you who speedrun this game for a living. For those of you who speedrun this game for a living, I salute you. I've been getting into watching speedruns recently. Especially of RPGs. I mean, this isn't an RPG, but especially of RPGs. You're doing good stuff. I don't know of any, like I haven't been watching, like, any particular things on Twitch. Oh, for fuck's sake. I should probably watch more on Twitch. Okay, so... as far as Twitch is concerned, like, I've been watching VODs from Twitch, mostly from A, Pro Jared, B, Brutal Moose, C, I know RPG Limit Break has its own channel on YouTube that it uses to, but, RPG Limit Break. So that, like, encompasses, like, a lot of Twitch streamers. So if I ever get around to, like, watching live streams on Twitch, fuck. Give me 1 sec. I know I paused. I gotta use the men's room once more. for the record. More water. Okay. What is this? Okay. The record drinking even more water. Oh my goodness. Okay, so thanks for how long have I been recording? A little less than 2.5 hours. Thank you, dear viewer, for sticking with me. Thanks for hanging out with me. Okay, so I think I was talking about Twitch streamers, speedrunners, I guess, that I probably would be interested in keeping up with if I were on my Twitch account more often. Gyre, for one thing. These are like mostly RPG streamers, but Gyre is one, Wexel is one, Elmagus is another one. Those are the ones that come to mind. Yagamoth. He's another one. I've lost so many lives here. No! Okay. I'm also trying to keep a little bit quieter because my roommate has ceased doing things in the living room and looks to have gone to bed, so apologies in advance if I don't appear as entertaining as I was. I'm just still trying to fathom if I can maybe. Oh, this is going to be another checkpoint because if there's a transition, there's a checkpoint. I'm just seeing if, oh god, because if I die, if I get a game over, I have to do the whole level again, and I'm at least going through my next rum and coke and shot afterwards, and I am pleasantly plastered as it is. Well, there's a life. Guess I got a drink. Because the jury's still out on whether or not I'm actually going to beat this stage. Because if I can beat this castle, if I can beat the boss in this castle, my new goal is going to be at least reaching the underworld town. I don't think that's going to be a thing. I don't think that's going to occur. But I mean, like, if I at least get to a, I mean, I'm obviously going to, pause here for a second. Let's just real talk. Humble viewer, let's be real. I'm not going to beat this game tonight. Good talk. But, this is one of the games that I really had my heart set on beating alongside Greg in normal LPs. The other games were like games for like the Wii, like Kirby Return to Dreamland is one. There are like a couple of them. Can I get hit? I flashed, so I must have gotten hit. Alright, let's just... I don't even know what's a standard of what to expect at this point, because I am, again, pleasantly plastered. But, let's just play it by ear, see how it goes. I honestly don't know how good I am as far as oh, I got hit. That's not good. Can't hit them in the tail. Oh shit. Oh shit. Alright. Let's see if we can't at least beat this level. I honestly am I am of the mind it's very unlikely that I will be able to do so. Case in point. Oh, I'm on my last life too. So just over 2.5 hours worth of recorded play. I mean, not necessarily recorded playtime. I gotta count the prologue where I just talked while the game wasn't on. That was like a minute. I mean, yes, it is very, very. Oh. Okay. Basically, what I'm getting to in my mind is I'm gonna be a bit more, like a lot more careful. I do not foresee myself beating this level, but I hope that I do. I hope I do. Because if I can, that will prove that I'm a much better gamer than I think I am. Seriously, this game is fantastic. If you can pick it up, this and Mystical Ninja Star and Goemon. This is, I mean, even with its difficulty, considering its difficulty, it is a great game. I'm having a blast playing this. That's why Real Talk. That's why I popped Real Talk with you, the viewer. That's why I keep rethinking my strategy in relation to how much alcohol I've consumed, because I want to keep playing this game. I want to keep playing this game. That's how fun it is. This is one of those rare times where a game is like, it seems to be going out of its way to be harder than it should be. But at the same time, I want to keep playing. And you know, this is the same kind of thing that I imagine Dark Souls players would play. I don't want to say this is the Dark Souls of 2.5D action platformers, because that is a tired analogy. It's as tired of an analogy as saying, how does this Shenmue game compare to this Yakuza game? Pause. Because let's face it, dear viewer, I mean, yeah. We've all watched Jim Sterling. We all know how he feels about Shenmue at this point. But, you know, while Yakuza does everything that Shenmue does at a better extent, Shenmue is still fun. I'm thinking of, you know, just to kind of have a callback to, you know, me telling my parents, or my mom, really, that, like, I want this Thunderbirds DVD set for my birthday. Where I was leading into for that, I don't know if I really explained where I wanted to go for Christmas presents, but you know, I'm thinking of asking for the Shenmue games for Christmas. I've played, at the very least, I've played Yakuza Kiwami, which is the remake of the first Yakuza game. And I know for a fact, like, even without playing the Shenmue games, my extent of experience with the Shenmue games, future Patrick basically makes sure that this is going to be front and center to the game footage for real talk purposes. Basically, where I'm getting at is, I realize that Yakuza is better than Shenmue. Yakuza is better than Shenmue. But the more I see Shenmue footage, the more I want to play Shenmue. And I'm actually thinking of asking my parents, because I know my parents are going to get in contact with me within the next 24 hours because of my birthday. And parents are usually in contact with their offspring when it comes to their birthday. Like I called my mom. My mom is more in touch, a slightly bit more in touch with things than my dad is, but I called my mom when it was Thanksgiving because I wanted to wish my parents a happy Thanksgiving. I know my parents are going to call me. My mom is going to call me when it's my birthday tomorrow. And they're going to ask what I want for Christmas. Because my birthday and my birthday and Christmas are in, like, they're literally 3 weeks apart. I'm thinking of asking, because of a recent Amazon sale. I have to check on the Amazon sale. I don't know if the Amazon sale is still in effect. But I'm thinking of asking. It's between the Shenmue series, because Shenmue 3 is on sale for like $15 off. Last I checked. This was on Black Friday, so this might not actually be a thing. Last I checked on Amazon, the PS4 version of Shenmue 3, which is the version I would be playing, is $15 off. That's a lot. That is a lot. And the remasters of Shenmue 1 and 2 were like half off on Black Friday. I'm thinking of asking my mom if when she inevitably calls me on my birthday, which is what time is it now? 11 o'clock. It is 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. At this particular point in time, look, 11 o'clock. Yes, that is a slime face on my phone. I am beyond drunk. I am sure that she's going to call me on my birthday to wish me a happy birthday and to ask me what I want for Christmas. I am thinking of asking her for the Shenmue series. Shenmue 3, last I checked, is like $15 off. The remasters for PS4, the disc for Shenmue 1 and 2 was like $15 compared to the $30 that it normally is. I'm thinking of asking for the Shenmue games. I'm also thinking of asking for the Key to Time series for Doctor Who, which is also slightly on sale for my birthday. Or not for my birthday. My birthday will be past probably or at least active when you watch this, but I'm thinking for Christmas. I don't know. I'm in Ryugu Castle now, so I may get the Shenmue games. I may have that as an alternate. God. Because my alternate Let's Play thing right now is Lego Dimensions. I fully commit to getting you 100% Lego Dimensions gameplay. If I get Shenmue in the meantime, I fully commit to 100% Lego Dimensions gameplay, 100% collectibles Lego Dimensions gameplay, before I start with Shenmue. But in the meantime, I may ask for that. I'll mention both things, that and the Key to Time series with Doctor Who. It was the first Doctor Who things I've ever watched. It's like a fourth Doctor season, like series 22, I think. I'm drunk, so I can't really think of like the exact number or whatever. It was an interesting. I mean, like the individual serials were completely. What's the word I'm thinking of? Unrelated, but there's a whole story arc with the Key to Time, and that was interesting. And that was one of the first Doctor Who things I ever saw. So I'm thinking of asking that. There's like a whole that whole season, the whole series or whatever. Series if you're in the UK, season if you're in the US. That has a box set, and I'm thinking of asking for that as well for Christmas. This is the first Christmas and birthday kind of region of time where I've thought of things where I actually want. And I know that this is a callback to a mental tangent that I was on early on in this particular video. Which is 2 hours 42 minutes long. You know what I'm doing. You know where I'm getting at, my dude. I know that this dude or dudette, I know that this is not particularly canon to what your holiday plans are. But it's what comes to mind. And I'm finally getting back to the gameplay. Jesus Christ. Am I not of the mind to be doing this right now? Oh, goodness gracious me. Let's just hope I can get through this intact. Because with that whole real talk thing... Pause. With that whole real talk thing, I just kind of got into like a whole section of time where I kind of let the alcohol settle and make itself right at home with the commentary. In fact, future Patrick, if you would be so kind as to just like, while this is all paused, just kind of, you know, set the gameplay footage aside, because that would make the most sense to the viewer. Oh dear, dearie dear. Okay, so I know I keep pausing a lot at this point, but I don't know how far I am into Ryugu Castle. All I know is I'm in my last life. If I die here, I have to restart the castle from the very beginning. I have about a quarter of a stein, mug, whatever you want to call it, full of rum and coke. I do fully intend to finish that rum and Pepsi before I'm done with this. At this point, if I do a game over, if I lose a life, it's a game over and that's another shot. I am willing to at least do this one more shot. But if I do this one more shot, and I have no more rum and Pepsi on a game over, that's the run. That's the stopping point. I know I keep pausing a lot here. I'm just processing this mentally. I have one more shot in me. Maybe. I want to at least finish this rum and Pepsi. If I finish the rum and Pepsi before I get the shot, well, I mean, that's not going to happen. If I die here, I got to take a shot. One more shot. Finish the rum and Pepsi. That'll be it. I'm not even going to give myself 2 shots for this playthrough of Goemon's Great Adventure. Whatever I don't do, I will leave it up to whatever LP may come of this. Because I'm at a point now where I can barely tell what's up and down. Truth be told, oh, there's a copper behind me. I'm going to kill the copper. And there is a octopus jar. What is it with the Japanese and octopi in jars? I've noticed this a lot with Chrono Trigger as well. I have an extra life. We're going to be hanging out a lot more than thought at first, viewer. I think we're at the boss now. That's the checkpoint. Oh, this is definitely the boss. Humble viewer. I'm gonna just pause at this text box here. Humble viewer, thank you so much for hanging out with me up to this point. It makes me so happy to know, arrivederci, that you've hung out with me up to this point. And I gotta outrun this. No, this is not gonna happen. The first phase of this boss is outrun this fucking mine. That's not gonna happen. Shit! Okay. Drink time. Again, I'm willing to take one more shot, and I'm willing to take as many more drinks of the mug as it takes to beat this. As it stands, I remember this because we're at the last boss now. But this is very hard to get to the point where we actually fight the boss. Because the water actually fills up while we're in the text boxes here. Let's see how well I can do. Otherwise, it's going to be arrivederci for floofers. I mean, I know that all of you were secretly thinking, God, when's this shit going to be done? Oh, I think I can hit it. Can I hit it? This is for science. Can I hit it? No, I can't. I have to go back to a past checkpoint. But this is the last shot I'm willing to do for the night. I will be willing to play through the rest of the mug with you good people. But oh dear. That's almost overflowing. Even I am willing to have my limits. In the spirit of that, I will take a swig of water. Take some bit of water. My friends. And let's just take the shot. Let's take the shot together. I don't know how that's going to work. If you're drinking along with me, which is a very unlikely possibility, Let's take a shot together, my friends. This is very, very, very deep shot. I'm scared. It's probably gonna be like my last game over. Let's do Goemon. I have to start the whole level over. I'm okay with this. You know what? Fuck it. We're not gonna make it to this boss again. So that is the last shot. Okay. And in the spirit of that, I'm actually gonna go ahead and, in the spirit of things, I'm going to go back to Otohime Town. Just... No. Don't go back to the last world, Floofer. Stay where you are, good man. Don't even go to Frog Mountain a second time. Just go to Otohime Town. I am willing, for you, the viewer, to take another silver armor, and another plum onigiri. And have fuck. Okay. Just basically have another. We have 200 plus. Let's just get 2 more lives. I'm going to be going into basically what I'm getting at is I'm going into that dungeon we were just in, Ryugu Castle. Let's just go in with the maximum amount of stuff we can have. I'm not going to pour myself another drink. From here on out, game overs are not going to constitute another shot. That's just the way out, isn't it? No. I'm not willing to settle with that. I'm going to give myself another 2 lives. And I'm willing to expend our... What is this way? There's another dude out this way, or something like that. Hello. Hey, bud. He's not very smart. Do you have an option, or an optional... Do you have... No. Okay. They don't have any missions for us. Fair enough. Actually, if you will give me a moment, I will use the men's room once more. But basically what I'm getting at is I'm not going to take any more shots. I'm willing to expend what remains of our mug / stein / whatever of rum and Pepsi. And this run of Ryugu Castle, basically, if we reach game over at this point, that's going to be it for the run. So, one moment, please. Hey there, YouTube. For those who have decided to stick with me thus far, I humbly thank you from the bottom of my heart that you've decided to stick with this particular video. I don't know how long it's going to be. How long is it going to be? A little less than 3 hours at this point. So, here's what the current sitch is. And by sitch, I mean situation. Okay, time of day doesn't really count because we're in the final castle for the area, for the world. Okay, so if I can't beat Ryugu Castle by the time this rum and Pepsi is gone, then that's the run. I'm calling it there. You'll have to wait until we play on actual Let's Play time to see what happens next. But if I do beat the castle, I at least want to make it to the town. The underworld town, because the next world's the underworld. If I can make it to the underworld town, I would be very happy with the progress that I've made. I don't foresee myself beating Ryugu Castle, but que sera sera. I've gotten max armor for what I can have. I got the plum onigiri. I've already wasted an armor of hit points. I don't foresee myself beating Ryugu Castle at this point in time. I've already wasted all my armor. What time is it now? What's the time? 11:22? The night is still young. Okay, so I wasted another hit point there. I'm good at this game. I swear I'm good at this game. I'm not good at this game. That doesn't crush me. That doesn't crush me. For fuck's sake. No, that doesn't count as a life loss because I didn't lose a life. Hey! Other platform. Fuck you. Shit. Well. Okay, this counts as a drink to take. But I'm willing to go back to the town to... Okay, let me take a drink first. Drink taken. Okay. So the plan is, as much as I would like to at least get to the underworld town, I am not going to take any more shots. And once as much as I don't like it, once the mug of rum and coke is gone, but rum and Pepsi is gone, I'm not going to take any more. That will be the end of the run. The rum and Pepsi is the, That's the deciding factor. And quite frankly, I only see maybe 2 more drinks taken from that. And I'm at a point right now where I don't think I can beat Ryugu Castle as much as I'd really like to. I don't know who's barking. I don't know if it's my roommate's dog. I don't know if it's the dog outside. I don't want to go to here. For fuck's sake. Because one of 2 dogs is barking. It's either my roommate's dog, Lucy. And I love Lucy. Everyone loves Lucy. If Lucy is barking, and that's one thing, but it also sounds like the dog that may be barking outside. Because there are a couple of dogs who bark kind of outside. Okay, so our next door neighbor has a dog that will bark sometimes when I'm like scraping the ice off my car. Except she's a he or she is a chihuahua. Whoa. Whoa. Forgot that was the thing. That dog is a chihuahua, and we wouldn't be hearing it from out here. Then there's a dog that's like kind of diagonally across. If you can see more, my hand is pointing diagonally across the street. There's a dog that barks over there. I think that's the dog that's barking right now. He'll bark at anything. I can tell that it's not my roommate's dog. I can tell when it's my roommate's dog. My roommate's dog is not barking. She's sleeping with my roommate. I don't know why I thought I could, like, hit that with my standard melee weapon and succeed. Shit. Okay, so full disclosure, I don't think I can beat this level. I will consider it a miracle if I can beat this level. This is going to lead up to a crushing situation. I don't want that. Oh yeah, that's a crushing situation. No, thank you. Apologies in advance to my roommate if I wake him up. Because my roommate has gone to sleep, most definitely at this point. Call me an asshole, call me what you will, but... unless my roommate comes up and tells me to shut the fuck up at this point. I'm good to go. But, you know, bring up the pause menu at this point. I'm going to keep myself as quiet as possible. He knows I'm recording. He knows what the situation is, but he has gone to sleep at this point. So, hopefully, if the fates are kind to me, I'll be able to at least go on to... oh, fuck. Go on to the... okay. Pause. If I can beat this level... consider a miracle. I will consider it a miracle, but it will be even more of a miracle if I can make it to the town in the underworld. I don't think that'll be a thing. Who knows? I'm gonna drink some more water. Water! Water! What little water I have. Barking is coming from outside, so it's not my... it is not my roommate's dog. That's all the water I'm getting from now. Can we beat this level before we beat my Roman Pepsi? Who knows? Don't hit me. Nope. God, if I see my roommate in the morning, I'm gonna apologize profusely. I'm not gonna be like, I apologize for any amount that I may have been. What is it? What time is it now? 11:30. So my roommate. Oh, for fuck's sake! I died. But my roommate must be like in bed super early because it's 11:30, and I would be like, I apologize for recording. Oh god damn. For recording super late. It's where I was getting at. Will Captain Floofers beat Ryugu Castle? Find out in the next episode of fucking this Goemon's a Great Adventure drunk. I sincerely doubt things. Oh man. See, here's where I'm at as far as mentally concerned. I really want to keep playing this game because it's so much fun. But I don't know how willing I'm allowing myself to go. I don't want to keep myself past a certain, drunkenness threshold. I don't want to, I'm already, I wouldn't be surprised if I blacked out at this point. But at the same time, I love this game and I want to keep... Oh, for fuck's sake. I still have some drink left in my rubber Pepsi. I did say, though, that I wouldn't take another shot. Fuck it. Take another shot. Them's the rules. When future Patrick, future Foofers is watching at this point, you brought this among yourself, and I'll be like, yeah, I brought this among myself. I didn't overpour. I can at least give myself that much credit. I didn't overpour a shot. And I'll be like, okay. I want to consistently stick to the rules. And I'll be like, okay, I stuck to the rules. Alright. Okay. Future Patrick, when you're recording this, no more shots. No more shots. I'm cutting the line here. This is the limit here. It comes to shots. All you have left is your rum and coke, whatever is left. Rum and Pepsi, whatever is left. That is your limit. No more. No more alcohol than what is already poured. I kind of want to do Frog Mountain again just to hear the wonderful soundtrack. Okay, I know my limit. I know my limit at this point. I am aware enough to know my limit and to know where I stand as far as pickups go, as well as where I want to be. Where as far as pickups go. This will probably be my last save. You know, if I get a game over. Okay, if I lose lives at this point, I can guarantee I'll be through my. You know, I'll still take my last shot. I'll still take my last shot if it's a game over. I'll give you that much credit, Internet. I have at least 2 shots left of my 2 drinks left of my rum and Pepsi. All right. If we can do Ryugu Castle, then that's the thing. That's the point. I want to hopefully. I cannot make any guarantees one way or another if we beat Ryugu Castle at this point. All I can say is that I will be absolutely vigilant at this point. I want to be extra careful because, you know, I still want to make as much progress as possible. Let's just be extra careful. Put all... Oh dear. Okay. That does not crush. That doesn't crush. Okay. We could go to the left. No, we can't. We can't go to the left. Alright. Pause. Pause here. Future Patrick. Do me a solid. As me, your past self. Let's just make this as careful as possible. I mean, I know you have nothing to do with it. You're just editing the shit. I just gotta take it upon myself, past Patrick, to take it as carefully as possible. We good? We good. I'm probably going to keep all of that in. Just know that that future Patrick, as far as I'm standing, future Patrick and I, we have an understanding, don't we, future Patrick? Future Floof, I should say. I've already used all my armor. Oh shit, I only have 1 hit point left on this 1 life. Okay. Future Floof, Future Patrick, whatever you decide to name yourself. Future Floof is fine. Focus all your energy. Let's do this. So, again, pause. For those of you who are watching secondhand, I'm focusing all my energy on possibly beating this stage as possible. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see what happens, my friends. Let's do this. See how we were able to do that? It's like the people who programmed this knew. Ah. Ahaha. I can use the L button to shoot projectiles. This is something that I've forgotten over the course of our time here. Future Patrick and viewers, let's do this. For fuck's sake. Immediately died. Oh, I had the plum onigiri. I'm super serious now. I'm so serious, you don't even know. You don't even know! Got an upgrade for my attack power. Okay, I'll be completely honest with you, fam. Both those the people watching who have stuck with me up to this point, thank you very much. But also Future Patrick. Future Floof. Whatever you refer to yourself as, Future Floof, who have stuck up to this point, I have my doubts. Please believe in me. I know if you believe in me, I'll believe in me. Let's... What time is it? What time is it, Future? Future. Current. 11:43. Let's do this. I probably shouldn't have done that. Oh God, I can already tell there's a wheel. It's gonna chase after me. Shit. Focus. 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 Floof. Focus, floof. Focus, floof. Okay. Okay. Let's focus. Focus, floof. We still have at least 1 or 2 drinks worth of lost lives. I know for a fact that I'm not going to be able to do another shot worth of... Okay, so from this point on, if it's game over, it's game over for this run. If we come back to this run with Greg, if we do a normal... Pause. If we do a normal run with Greg, what's the time? 11:44. If we do another run with Greg, if this happens to be whatever is chosen in the next LP, we'll do better. But for drunk floofers, let's get this done. Are you with me, Future Floof? Let's do this. Shit. Okay. We still have 2... We still have two drinks left. That doesn't count. One moment. While I... This is just during... Listen. the half of what the rest of this is. Okay. Okay, so here's the plan. The next drink is the rest of that. From after that, no more drinks. No more shots, no more drinks. Let's just use what the rest we have. Wow. For, okay. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. I was setting myself up for that. Let's just have the rest of this. You can see no more drinks left. No more drinks left in the slime pot, the slime mug, the slime stein. Whatever you want to call that, I am not drinking anymore. No more shots, no more drinks. I have one more life. If we do not reach this in one more life, I sincerely doubt we will. I have one more life, and if we do not reach this, we do not reach, I don't know, the underworld town? That'll be with Greg. This is the last life we have. I am not willing. I don't know. Maybe if we have one more, I will make the decision. If we lose this, game over. If we have another round, I'm not going to pour any more rum and Pepsi. If I have another shot, that might be it. But we will see. Sorry if I'm silent up to this point, but I'm just kind of focused. I'm focusing as much as I can on what I can perceive. You know what? If we lose this life, then one more shot. But after that shot, we are done. Then we will have one more group of life. In fact, one more men's room break. One more. God, Patrick, you know what to do. Future Patrick, you know what to do. I am exactly where I thought I would be at this point. To tell the truth. So, I am willing. I am not going to take any more drinks at this point. At this point, no more drinks. No more drinks. No more shots. No more sips. Anything. My shot glass is empty. My mug is empty. I am willing to take up to the next game over. I mean, not this game over, but the next game over after this point. And I will stop. I know you all are worried about me. I have a whole shelf full of Transformer beings that don't want me to experience at this point. But I have one more life left. Zero more lives left, I should say, at this point. If I lose that, I will go through the next set of lives. Once I go through that many lives, you know, I may do a drunken review of Omega Supreme at this point. You know, let's just see where this goes. What time is it according to my phone? 11:57. Let's see how far I can get. Let's see how far I can get. Let's see how far I can get. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm going to be as careful as I can be. But let's see how careful I can get. Shit. Where there is a roll. Okay. One more. One more game over. One more life. One more group of three lives. No more. No. No more shots guaranteed. No more shots. Directing where I go. I can still give myself the largest number of HP I can get at this point. I want to give myself the biggest amount of chance I can get clearing this level. I don't think I'm gonna be able to clear this level. Ryugu Castle. It's just whatever I can do. Where is the restaurant? Let's give myself another couple more lives. Are you fucking kidding me? 100 fucking coins. One extra life. Let's see how far I can go. That's the tea house. I meant to go to the inn. The inn is like, yeah, I'll record your number of lives for you. Yes. We can swith to the fucking rumble pack if we have one. I don't have a rumble pack that works. Because I have, even if we die, the fucking Ryugu Castle, I have a surprise for you. I have a surprise. Let's see if we can make it happen. Make it happen, Captain. Because I am not. Pause. I am not, under any circumstances, imbibing more alcohol at this point. This is the limit, mein Freunds. This is where we go. If we can make it to the town in the underworld, that's fucking fantastic. And I say, here and pause, here and now. If we can make it to the underworld town, that will be the start point for the actual LP for this game. Otherwise, we'll be starting from the beginning. Pause again. I don't know how much this counts for Real World Greg. But Greg, just know, if we are playing, if we get to the point where we play Goemon's Great Adventure, we're either going to be starting from the beginning or starting from the town in World 3. Actually, give me a second. I would do best to have another bit of water. Give me one moment. I'm going to be getting another bit of water. Another bottle of water. At the very least. Please forgive. One moment. Look. I was able to get a bottle of water. I don't feel good about this. But at the very least, I'm not going to be imbibing more alcohol. This is our last chance. Before it came over, that we have to get to the underworld town. If we get to the underworld town, we will start the official Goemon's Great Adventure at that point. If we can't get that far, then we'll start Goemon's Great Adventure, the official Squeeze the World Let's Play from the beginning. Here's to joining it from the beginning. This is all water, by the way. All right, let's see if we can make our way to that. At the very least, through this chasm. I don't think we will. I could be surprised, though. I could be surprised. Let's see how well we do. I don't trust this. Okay. Oh dear. I probably should have cut this off a long time ago, but I'm at the point in my toxicity where I'm too far along to admit defeat. You know, this place has like several places that pause. It seemed to be like, you know, traps for those who are playing drunk or not. And I'm willing to let that be. Like, this place was like, okay, if they're drunk, they'll fall for this. but I'm not gonna let that defeat me of my own volition. Pause again. Let's do this. That didn't even cost me an ammunition. That was my fault. That was my fault. I'm at the beginning again. Alright. Time to get super serious. Let's do this. Okay. That didn't count. Let's do this thing. For fuck's sake. Put my gaming skills to the test. Pause. In all honesty, I would have been willing to throw in the towel a long time ago. But let's do this. Pause again. If we reach a game over at this point, that's gonna be it. But let's do this. I know you believe in me. I believe in me. Hey, that was my fault. That was my fault. That was my fault. Oh look, I still have the onigiri. Let's win the game. Let's make it to the next town. Oh, that's Stampy. That's not acceptable for Captain Floofers. Captain Floofers is like, let's just... Yeah, I can make it this far on the life that I have. I think we made it to the boss once. Let's face it, we're not making it to the boss again. I don't know. Let's just see where this goes. Let's see where this fucking goes. Floofers. Here's your floof. I don't even know how to say floof. Present floof. Present floof, are you a bad enough dude to make it past the boss of the stage? Oh, that's gonna fall. It's like the game knows. The game knows I'm trying to do this on skill alone. It's like, nope. We know. The game knows. The game knows it's like, you're not doing this on skill alone, motherfucker. Let's start you back over at this checkpoint. We know you're doing a drunk run. Fuck you, floofers. You have 2 lives left. Let's see how well we can do. Haha, it's so chasing me. There's another one. I'm gonna take another swig of water real quick. There's in the water bottle I got. At the very least, I won't be as hungover tomorrow. That's my true goal, is to not be super hungover by tomorrow. And at least keep that sanding. I only have two more lives that I'm willing to do. Can we do this? Can you believe in me, future viewer? Say, I believe in Floof. No. It's not going to do much good. This is my last life. I'm willing to give myself this last life. Nope. Okay. Goodbye. We're done. We're done. I can't even keep my focus at this point. But ladies and gents who have been able to, here's the demo mode for you. This is what co-op mode should look like. Thank you for those who have been able to stick all the way to the end of the video with me. What is it at? 3.5 hours, a little over that. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. You don't know the extent of my appreciation that goes with sticking with me. For hanging out with me. We made it to the end of World 2 of 4. So thanks so much for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. This is Captain Floofer signing off. I need to go to bed and stuff. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for sticking with me in this video. It's like 4 hours long at this point. Maybe. But yeah. Subscribe if you want to do that. Ring the bell if you want to do that. But thank you. Thanks for, sticking with me this far. But my Great Adventure will be a full playthrough at some point in the grand scheme of things, but for right now, I gotta go to bed. And, I will have more quality content when I am sober. When we get to whatever we're gonna play next. So until then, I've been ready to go. I've been Captain Floofers. I used to be called Ready to Go G, and now I'm Captain Floofers. I've been Captain Floofers, and I've been Captain Floofers. Sorry. I'm drunk. I've been Captain Floofers, and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?